What's up, everybody? Ghost Bros Gaming. This is Steven here with a deck profile for y'all today. This is a really fun deck that I've been working on over the past several weeks. I think it's definitely competitive. I wouldn't say it's the best deck in the room. Obviously, Tier is the best deck in the room right now, but this deck is certainly capable of being competitive on a local level and will be quite a bit of fun to play as well. So without further ado, we're going to go through Kashtira P.U.N.K today. Basically, you're playing P.U.N.K with an added Kashtira engine to help you go second, help you make rank 7s and level 10 synchros. So that's sort of the philosophy around the deck. We'll get into it. So first up, we have triple Fenrir. Pretend this ogre is a Fenrir. I've got my third one coming in the mail. He's self-explanatory. He's amazing. He searches Kashtiras. He banishes things. He's great. Next up, triple unicorn. I actually prefer opening this card compared to Fenrir. This card is like a sleeper in my opinion. If you put this card up on your turn one, going first against Tier, the first thing they do on their turn, you're going to be banishing their Kit Kalos out of the extra deck, which basically cuts off a lot of their engine, which is really, really good. It searches the spell. I think, like, overall, I think this is like the best Kashtira to open in this deck. To round out the Kashtira engine, we are playing 2 of the spell. This is searchable off Unicorn, so I really don't think you need 3, but it is a really, really good card. It helps you extend. Once you've made a level 10 synchro with one of your Kashtira monsters, you can just special summon it right back out of the graveyard. Also, it doesn't target when it special summons out of the grave, which is great. So yeah, this is a really good card. For other rank, or for other level 7 engine stuff, we are playing 2 instant contact and 1 elemental hero, Spirit of Neos. So I'm still undecided on this card. I've been testing it at 1. Unfortunately, I haven't drawn it a ton, so I haven't really been able to make a final decision on it, but it certainly can save you in certain battle phases where your board gets wiped, you special summon it out, your opponent doesn't have a way to remove it in the battle phase, and then it will search your instant contact for follow-up next turn. So certainly it has saved me a few times, but it could be a hand trap or something else as well if you are so inclined. Last level 7, P.U.N.K, self-explanatory, helps you go second. If you draw him and a Kashtira, that really helps you bait out a lot of your opponent's negates and effects or attack over things like sprites. So I think this card is really good in the deck. It's also a level 7 body. We are, of course, running a Bystial package. If you are playing and want to be competitive right now, you pretty much have to. We're doing 3 Magnamut, 2 Druisworm. These cards are crazy against Tier. Like, they just help you slow them down so much. They give you bodies to make plays with. It just, you really have to play them, side them out if they're not relevant in your particular matchup. But yeah, gotta play them. All right, so moving on to the P.U.N.K package, our honorary P.U.N.K card, Emergency Teleport. 1 card combo, full combo, you know, play it. It's insane. Hopefully it never gets banned, but yeah, this card is crazy. Gotta play it. Triple Xiamen. This is a 1.5 card combo. If you have this card and anything to discard, you've got full combo, so not much else to say about this one. Definitely want to draw it, want plenty of them in the deck, so 3. Shirakusai, we have him at 2. I certainly don't mind drawing him, but I don't need to draw him. So I think 2 is the proper ratio for Shirakusai. A lot of times your opponent doesn't really know what you're going to go into off of his quick synchro effect, so they'll let you do it, and then you're bouncing cards, which I'll show you the card that you do that with later. But yeah, he's kind of a sleeper pick in the deck. I think he's really, really good and enables a lot of the combos the deck has. For the one-ofs, 1 Madame Spider, this will search your trap. and 1 Wagon. This will search your field spell. So both of these are really good. I think one-ofs are just fine. You really don't want to see them. You just want to be summoning them from the deck as part of your combo. Double Deer Note, I think 3 is too many. You don't need to see it. You don't mind necessarily seeing it in your hand, but you certainly want one in the deck to go through as part of your combo. So I think 2 is a good number for this. Triple Foxy Tune. This is again another sort of 1.5 card full combo. This card is awesome. I love the fact that it discards itself for cost, and then you discard the second card once the effect goes through. So if you get Ashed, you don't go -2. So yeah, this card's great. You can discard your Kashtiras off of it and then just bring them right back out with the Kashtira spell. So a lot of synergies for Foxy Tune. And last, for the Punk monsters, I am on 2 Ogre Dance. This you could definitely make the case to play at 3. I think if this was pure Punk, I would play this at 3. But this just gets you into the correct Punk cards that you need for a certain situation. And I think between the emergency teleport, between Zeamin and Foxy Tune, you can usually get there. So I like this at 2. I don't necessarily see the need to bump it up to 3 for the Kashtira Punk version. Double Field Spell. People always double take when I activate the draw effect the second time. Nobody realizes that you can draw 2 cards off this. How many cards in the game are a twice per turn? I don't know, but this is an awesome card. This really lets you refill your hand, draw into hand traps, Kashtiras, Bystials. Really, really good card in the deck. It's searchable, so I don't think you need more than 2. I don't think you need 3 because you really don't need to draw it, but you don't mind drawing it. So I think 2 is, again, a good number. Oh, also worth noting, the second effect to special summon a Punk from hand by banishing a Punk card from grave is not a hard once per turn. So if you draw into one, search the second one, you can get that effect twice, which is pretty sweet. Last up for the Punk stuff, we've got 1 Trap Dangerous Gabu. I think this card, some people play the card destruction Punk Trap, but I think this card is better in the current format. I think Effect Negation is better than Card Destruction. It also will gain you life points, which actually comes up in time, since this deck definitely has issues in time when you're paying a ton of life points to activate all of your effects and go through your combos. Generic good stuff, we have 3 Imperm. This, I think, is the best non-Bystial hand trap in the game right now. It doesn't activate Triple Tactics Talent, which a lot of people are running. It is good going first. It's good going second. I think this is a really, really good card. This is kind of one of the things I like drawing into off of the field spell once I've already got my engine rolling, so that I can set it and you have just another form of disruption for your opponent. Last up, to round out even 40 cards, is a Called by the Grave. Yeah, not much to say about this one. It's Called by the Grave. So, moving into the extra deck for the Synchros, we are running 1 Punk Jam Dragon Drive. This guy is awesome. He is an extender. He is a searcher. He will get you draws off the field spell. He does it all. And he's really, really easy to make in the deck. So, Shen, I'm running him basically as a way to use my Bystials for something to basically, once I've gained advantage off the Bystial by interrupting my opponent, I can Synchro into a level 9, which I think the best one right now to play is this guy. He banishes everything on the field, everything that leaves the field. So pretty good in his own right. You're always going to have stuff to banish to bring him back out of the graveyard if you just need another body as well for a follow-up play or something like that. Cheng Ying, he's our level 10. We will also be running Barone as soon as my Barone gets here. Cheng Ying, obviously really good. He synergizes a lot with the deck where you're banishing things off the Bystials, you're banishing things off your Kashtira effects, you're banishing things off Psychic and Punisher. When any of those things happen, he's also banishing, so he's really good in the deck. Amazing Dragon, this is what you're using Sharaku-size Quick Sync to go into. Typically, so anybody who doesn't know, you can bounce cards that your opponent controls up to the number of level 3 psychic monsters with different names you control and in your graveyard. So I'm averaging like 3 to 4 bounces whenever I summon him, which if you time it right, you can basically end your opponent's turn with 3 to 4 bounces of cards they have. This card is awesome. It also lets you extend on the following turn by bringing stuff out of the grave. So yeah, really, really good card. And it's really nice playing a deck that your opponent may not know what you're actually trying to go into. So sometimes they'll just let you make your plays, and then it'll be surprising when you're bouncing 4 cards. So the boss daddy of the deck. This card synergizes so hard with this deck. It is like the card was made for the deck. Basically, he's always going to be unaffected because your life points are always going to be lower than your opponent's. His attack gain is permanent, so you basically, if you play smart, you can keep your life points lower than your opponent's while you're over a few turns building up his attack to get to the point where you can just swing for game with like a 12k Psychic End Punisher. So a lot of people don't see this one coming. A lot of decks have a lot of trouble outing this. If they're like, typically, if they don't run Underworld Goddess, they are going to have a very, very tough time outing this card. Additionally, he actually gets the field spell proc as well. So he pays 1,000 life points. He's a psychic. Whenever you activate his effect to banish a card, banish one of your opponent's cards, you can draw off of that as well. So yeah, the synergy is just absolutely insane with this card. He alone wins so many games. Rising Carp, this is the card that most of your combos will run through. I think the best combo the deck has is runs straight through this card. He's awesome. He is one of the cards that I think like is most deserving of a prismatic secret rare reprint. So Konami, if you're watching this card art is dope. It deserves to be a secret rare. Right now it's only a rare. So please reprint this in a secret rare in the next tins or whenever you reprint it. For our instant contact targets, we've got an Aqua Neos and a Grand Neos. I chose these not really with any specificity other than they are not darks or lights, so they will not be Bystial food for your opponents. Basically, their effects are always going to be negated. They're never going to be able to attack, so you can really just pick any elemental heroes you want. But I picked these just because they don't feed Bystials. Also, Grand Neos is an Earth, so you can go into an also with him as well. So for Xyz, we've got Wallow. Sort of on the same lines as the Shen Shen. I need good things to go into when I have Bystials on board, so that's why he's here. Time card, we've got the Flare Metal, the OG Tax Dragon. He's here just for time and to flex our Ghost Rare, so yeah. We've got Shangri-Ira and Diablosis. These cards are here basically because there are times when you'll get shifted or you'll draw into not really any punk engine. So when that happens, you can still play sort of like a neutered Kashtira control. So these cards are here for that, to just basically facilitate plays when you don't have synchro options available. For links, we've got Dark and Alsa. So Alsa definitely is really good in the deck. You can steal a Fenrir from your opponent's graveyard, use it to search your Kashtiras, whichever you need. Dark, I think, is kind of medium. He'll probably be the first to go out when my Barone comes in. So Barone definitely needs to be added to this extra deck as well. He's probably the first thing to go out. And last up, we've got a BLS link. You're always going to have a level 7 to be able to summon this guy with. So most decks will have trouble outing him. I would say he's not as hard to out as Psychic End Punisher, but typically if you're in a late game scenario where a lot of your resources are exhausted, this guy can be a game ender, which is really good. So that's what we have for y'all today. Let me know in the comments if you want to see some test hands or combo tutorials. I've been playing the deck a lot, so happy to go through those if folks would like. So thanks for watching. We'll see y'all next time.